The Remi Sovran Fitness YouTube channel has been around for about 5.5 years now. And in 2020, we had its 5-year anniversary back in May. And since the beginning of this YouTube channel that I started, and the first video that I ever posted was my story of lower back pain, this channel has seen steady growth, some years better than others. And more recently, the growth has slowed down, but there has still been a steady growth. And it's a good sign that this YouTube channel is still in good standing. Now, I've been tracking the YouTube channel analytics for the past couple of years, and I've been sharing those through my website and through my blog. But this is the first time I'm going to be making a video where I'm going to be sharing my analytics and discussing them with you guys, as probably a lot of you don't actually read my blog, and I figured just making a video for those that don't actually follow the blog, they can kind of get an idea of where things stand and where things are at. The YouTube channel grew in 2020, and it's been growing every year since I started it, but it had a significant dip in growth compared to 2019. So looking at the first metric that I'm going to share with you guys, we're going to look at minutes of watch time. And in 2020, we had a total of 780,000 minutes of watch time. Now, to put in perspective, in 2019, I had 1.6 million minutes of watch time total. So we actually had a decrease of about 820,000 minutes of watch time, which is not very good, and that's about a 55% decrease compared to the previous year. Now, when we look at total views, for 2020, we had a total of 190,000 video views. And in comparison to 2019, we had 300,000 total video views. So that's a decrease of about 110,000. So you can see that minutes of watch time and those total views both had a significant decline, and you can see the correlation there. Now, when we talk about total videos that I put out a total of 41 new videos or pieces of content in 2020. And that was actually up 3 videos compared to 2019, which I put out 38 videos. And then the final metric I want to share with you guys is that we had a total of 1,300 new subscribers in 2020. And that was actually a decrease of about 800 compared to 2019, which we had about 2,100 new subscribers. So overall, the results are a little bit surprising to me because I actually put out about the same amount of content, but I had a significant decline in my total views, minutes of watch time, and also subscribers. And there's probably a few reasons why this occurred, and I'll say that it wasn't until the latter half of 2020 that I really start to make a strong effort and really start to take the YouTube channel seriously. I hired and invested in a consultant by the name of Roberto Blake, a video editor, new too, and also invested in a new microphone that I'm currently using. So there was a lot of new resources that I was putting into play, and I wanted to take the YouTube channel very seriously in 2020. That was one of my original goals if you look back to the blog post that I wrote in 2019. But combine me not taking it serious until about the latter half of 2020, and also the obstacle of the pandemic and all that, I think that really affected the overall growth of the channel in 2020. Now, with that being said though, if you look to my recent videos, about the last 10 that I put out, you notice a significant improvement in the overall video quality, thumbnail quality, and audio quality. And a lot of that has to do with those investments that I made, and a big thank you to my editor, new too, for that. So moving forward into 2021, I do believe that with these investments that I've made and with future videos that I'm going to produce, that the channel will start picking up and things will start to pay off, and we'll see a significant bump or growth in this channel. At least that's what I'm hoping, but only time will tell. So those are some statistics just around the overall status of the YouTube channel. So it's growing, but there was a significant decline in the overall growth compared to the previous year. Now let's move on to the top 5 videos from the YouTube channel that I shared with you guys and that you guys decided were the best videos based on views and watch time. Starting with number 5, what research tells us about lumbar disc herniation in professional baseball players. So this was a video where I shared with you guys what the research says regarding the return to play rate and injury rate is in professional baseball players with a lumbar disc herniation. So for any of you baseball athletes out there that had concerns about a lumbar disc herniation, maybe you have a back injury and we're wondering what it's possibly like to return to baseball itself after sustaining a lumbar disc herniation, this was a video for you. Now, moving to number 4 was the video Thoughts on Mixed Martial Arts and Low Back Pain, specifically lumbar disc herniation. So upon request from many people, from many of my mixed martial art fans out there, I put together a video about mixed martial arts and low back pain. And mixed martial arts is probably one of the most challenging sports I'd say to return to after sustaining a lumbar disc herniation. And in this video, I shared with you things that you should know about the sport itself and when dealing with a lumbar disc herniation. It was a video for all you mixed martial arts athletes out there that was a must watch. Moving to video number 3, 6 low back pain tips to help you get through COVID-19. This was a video I put together right around the beginning of the pandemic when it all started. And it was a very useful checklist that I put together for anyone out there that may be struggling to get care or isn't sure about how to take care of their low back during the pandemic, because we do know that all gyms shut down, physio clinics shut down, chiropractic offices shut down, everything shut down right at the beginning, and a lot of people were uncertain of what they were going to do. So if you haven't already checked that video out and maybe you're still struggling with back pain during the pandemic and are having a difficult time getting resources or help, this is a video you're going to want to watch if you haven't already. Moving to video number 2, 5 years, 5 low back pain lessons. So when the 5-year anniversary came around in May, what better way than to put a video out about me sharing the 5 most important lessons that I've learned since starting this YouTube channel from 5 years prior. And that was our video and our number 2 video of 2020. And moving to number 1, and the number 1 video that I put out in 2020 is Will Life Be Normal After a Disc Herniation, Low Back Pain? This was a video where I shared my experience years after sustaining my L5-S1 disc protrusion, and I share with you what my life is like now, how I'm dealing with things, what my experience is like, how I've been able to get back to a relatively normal life. So for anyone with a disc herniation that is currently struggling and isn't sure what life will be like, I highly, highly suggest you go and check that video out and hear my experience. Now, moving on from the top 5 videos from 2020, we'll get into one bright spot that I'd say happened in 2020, and that was an increase in membership subscriptions and revenues that we saw in 2020. And at the beginning of 2020, one thing that I did was I added a few additional membership options in that provided flexibility in terms of training and pricing for anyone that wanted to work with me. And combine that with the pandemic and everything being forced online training, we did see a nice bump in membership subscriptions and revenues. And that was one bright spot or positive, I would say, for 2020 for the RemiSovran.com and for the YouTube channel. Now, moving into the future direction for 2021 and moving forward, let's talk about some things that I'd like to achieve and some directions I'd like to see this YouTube channel go. So one of my goals that I'd set out for 2020 was to actually hit 10,000 subscribers, and we fell significantly short of that. I was hoping that we'd at least come close to it or hit that goal, but due to the channel having a big drop in growth compared to the previous year, we didn't get close to that. And I'm hoping that 2021, I should say, is the year where we hit 10,000 subscribers, and that would be awesome. So that is one of my big goals for 2021. And on top of that, I don't want to focus so much on quantity going forward. I'd rather focus much more on consistently putting out quality videos that involves quality audio, video, and thumbnail going forward consistently in the new year and going forward, as I do believe that is the way to grow for this YouTube channel, as YouTube is becoming much more competitive and it's much more just difficult to grow compared to a few years ago. It's just becoming more saturated with content. It's being harder to break out. So I believe that quality consistently is the key to go. And with the investments that I made with hiring a video editor, consultant, and also investing in a new microphone, and possibly investing in a few additional things. I also invested in this backdrop as well, and some lights that you can't see right now to improve the overall quality of my videos going forward. So I do believe that eventually these will pay off and help this YouTube channel rapidly grow going forward. In terms of content, I still want to put out relevant content that will be helpful for you guys watching this channel, but it will also help grow this channel as well. So more searchable content per se. But I also want to hear from you guys. What suggestions, what thoughts maybe you guys have for content that I could put out, or ideas that I could maybe implement to help grow this YouTube channel in 2021 and going forward. Because you guys are the viewers, you guys are the ones that keep this channel growing, and I'm forever grateful for you guys, because you're the reason why this YouTube channel is still growing and I'm still making videos. It's the reason why I'm still here today, is because you guys watch my videos and take the time out of your day to listen to what I have to say. So if you guys have suggestions, please leave them below, as I'd be happy to check out your feedback and put some of your ideas into play. Now, one other thing that I'm considering doing is adding in a new membership or group mentorship back pain option. So for those that maybe can't afford to train with me in a one-on-one or in a private scenario online, I'm considering developing a group mentorship back pain program for anyone that maybe just doesn't have the funds and maybe can still get guidance from me and maybe others, where we maybe share resources, share ideas on how to overcome back pain, things that you should know about back injuries, and do live Q&As every month or every couple weeks or so. It's something that I'm considering and putting some thought into, but maybe you guys have some suggestions or ideas. And if you guys think that's a good idea, please, I'd be happy to hear from you guys. That would be a cost-effective, low-cost membership for those that maybe just can't get the help with their back injuries, or can't afford to work with a trainer, whether it's in person, online, or even see a therapist or a chiropractor or doctor for that matter. So those are some of my intentions going forward into 2021 and going forward, and some of the directions that I would like to take this channel. The key is quality consistently over time. Now, I really want to focus on just quality content consistently to help grow this channel. And I think that's the way to go, considering how saturated things are getting on YouTube and how much more difficult it is to kind of break out and stand out. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video, but I first want to say you guys are the best, and I am grateful for that, because I wouldn't be continuing to post these videos if you guys didn't watch. And it's for this reason that we still have this YouTube channel here, and I'd like it to continue to grow and get bigger. And if you guys have any questions about anything kind of going forward, just be sure to leave those below. But again, thank you guys one last time, and for that, I wish you guys a happy new year, and hopefully in 2021 we can get back to some sort of normal at some point, and we can get back to the business for all of us. Okay, guys, have a successful, productive day, and happy new year. And until next year, take care, all the best. See you guys.